Python interfaces. In Python interpreter, we get two options for running a Python program: Python shell, Python idle. What is Python shell? Python shell is a command line editor, also known as Python interactive shell. Python shell is mostly used when we execute a Python command. To open the Python shell in Windows, go to Start menu, Python 3.x folder, Python 3.x 64-bit option or 32-bit depending on your computer. Remember, Python comes pre-installed on some operating systems like Mac OS and Linux, but in Windows we need to install Python interpreter. As soon as we press the Enter key after typing the Python command, the Python interpreter executes the command and generates the result, then waits for the next command. Remember, we use exit or quit command to turn off Python shell, but when the shell is closed, all data will be lost because it does not provide the facility to save the file. Keyboard shortcut Ctrl+Z exit Python shell. What is Python idle? IDLE, Integrated Development and Learning Environment, is an integrated development environment (IDE) for Python. An IDE is a combination of development tools such as program editor, command shell, and interpreter, etc. IDLE can be used in two modes. 1. Command mode, to execute a single statement just like in Python shell. 2. Script mode, to create, modify, save and execute Python scripts. IDLE provides a fully featured text editor to create Python script that includes features like syntax highlighting, auto-completion, and smart indent. It also has a debugger with stepping and breakpoints features. Debugger is used to find and fix errors in the program. Using Python idle command mode. To use command mode, open the Python shell in Windows. We need to find the Python folder in the Start menu and click on the idle. You can execute a Python statement in idle shell just like you do in Python shell. Here we have executed the same commands we did earlier in Python shell. Using Python idle script mode. To use script mode, you need to create a new file by selecting File menu, New File option. Enter multiple statements as shown here and save the file with extension .py using File menu, Save option. For example, save the file as demo.py. Now, use Run menu, Run module option to run the script. The idle shell will show the output. Keyboard shortcuts F5, execute Python script. Quick refresh. Python is an easy-to-learn, object-oriented programming language. Python compiler compiles the source code into bytecode. IDLE, Integrated Development and Learning Environment, is an integrated development environment (IDE) for Python. An IDE is a combination of development tools such as program editor, command shell, and interpreter, etc. Python shell and Python idle command mode are used to issue Python commands. Python script mode allows to create, edit, and execute Python programs called script. Tech vocab, high-level programming language, a programming language that needs to be compiled into low-level machine code to be executed by computer. Dynamically typed. When type of a variable is determined by the type of value it stores while program runs. Runtime, while program is running. Open source, free to use, modify, and distribute, usually used for software. Portable, a program that can run on a variety of devices. Interpreter, a translator that translates the program line by line into machine code for the computer to execute and halts if any error is encountered. Python shell, an interactive interface to execute Python commands. IDLE, Integrated Development and Learning Environment. Command mode, interface to run individual commands. Script mode,
interface to allow user to create, modify, save and run scripts.